welcome to Hero Spotlight, the segment where we unmask our featured IT heroes and find out a bit more about them. Today I have the absolute pleasure of having with me Herman Jennis, who is the CEO and founder of Mixit. Over there we have Stephen Preston, who is one of the co-founders of Kobe Interactive. Then we have Matthew Buckland, CEO of Creative Spark. And right there at the end we have Leonard Akun, who is also one of the co-founders of Kobe Interactive. Thanks for joining me, guys.
Thank you.
Okay, Herman, my first question is for you. Now, Mixit certainly needs no introduction. And is certainly classified as a game changer. How does it feel to be the CEO of Mixit through a day-to-day basis?
Well, I think it's an interesting company to work for. At least the press is not on our case anymore. But it's a challenging job. I think what we try to do on a continual basis is to change the game. And I think that's the future of any social network, is to keep on changing the game.
Okay. Stephen and Leonard, you've been basically a dynamic duo for a long time now, and you're currently busy working in Kobe Interactive. Now, I want to ask you a question about mobile development. Do you think ultimately mobile will be even bigger than, say, your standard desktop internet or the internet as we know it now?
I think it'll certainly match it, and I think now that the explosion and the hot topic is mobile, it'll seem that way. It'll seem to overtake. But I think you'll find that everything will have its place. So mobile will have its place, tablets will have its place, desktop, netbooks. It's more like all the little holes are getting filled with very specific devices to fill the needs for each of those. So I think it'll certainly be as big as that. But there still is a case for a large device on a desktop. But as much of a case as there is for a mobile device.
Okay, excellent. Also, you're one of the first South African software development companies that cater specifically for mobile devices. Now, Leonard, I want to ask you, what is your favorite iPhone application?
To be honest, I don't really use many applications. It's mainly, the only time I use applications if I'm waiting for something. So I enjoy using, for example, FML.
Matthew, my next question is for you. Since we're on the topic of development now, you have your experience with computers. You've been doing it since you were 7 years old. There's a particularly old computer that you used to develop on. Would you mind telling us more about that?
Yeah, it's a ZX Spectrum. I had the 48K version. 48K was a lot of memory in those days. I got it when I was 7 years old. Used to program in BASIC. Used to load up and save programs with a tape cassette. Used to plug it into your TV. It was created by a man called, I think it's John Sinclair in the UK. And it introduced me to computing and gave me quite a fundamental understanding of computing.
Okay, Herman, my next question is for you again. You are an outdoors person and you love wildlife or just photography outside in the wildlife, if I can put it like that. And you've apparently traveled about 100,000 k's on your bike with your wife throughout South Africa. What is it? Or are there any parallels between, say, jumping on your bike and running a business?
That's an interesting question. I think it's a case of escape to escape the rat race and to resync your thought processes. So very stimulating to ride in the desert at some speed and concentrate just on the road ahead of you. So I think it's a way of relaxing, and which is quite important. If you need to be creative, you have to make sure that you are synchronized all the time. So, cool.
Matthew, next one's for you again. You come from a relatively non-IT background. And your Creative Spark currently publishes Amatone. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah.
And also the very, very popular blog Memeburn, which I must just add, for a lot of research that I did for ITOs I got from Memeburn, so thank you. Do you think that it is a necessity to have some IT background if you want to enter a career in IT?
You know, I almost think these days, you know, the technology part of it, I guess, is becoming, you know, even more commoditized. I mean, you can buy applications off the shelf to some extent. So in many respects, you don't need an in-depth technical understanding. But I think it really depends on what you want to develop. If you're going to develop something highly customized and innovative, well, then you need a very fundamental understanding of technology. If you are going to create, let's say, a blog or a publishing platform or a standard e-commerce site, well, then you could probably get away with, you know, quite scant knowledge. So I think really it depends on what you set out to achieve and how demanding you need that technology to be.
Leonard and Stephen, you actually started madmob.co.za. What does Madmob do?
It was mostly just to kind of, because when we started Curve Interactive, I was trying to find out how many mobile developers are there out there, because whenever I needed help, the only people I could ask were people I work with, or that was about it. So we started Madmob just to try and like get the local community to kind of help each other, try and find out who's there.
Okay, now it's time for our quickfire rounds. Our superhero related quickfire round. Our first question is, if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be? I don't know, what would your superpower be?
Sure. I think it's probably tenacity. If you look at when Mixit was started, we had so many obstacles in our way, and you just had to continue and retry and retry and retry. So I think it's probably, yeah, tenacity.
The superpower of perseverance.
Absolutely.
I think I'd like to be able to read people's minds.
That would be cool.
I'd like to stop time. Imagine what you could do.
I'd like to be able to create a new instance of myself.
Okay, every superhero obviously has his kryptonite. What is yours? I don't know what's your kryptonite.
I think difficulty to say no.
A desire to please or to take on everything, to not to accept that you actually have to just focus on certain things and drop others out.
I've got two. Both, the one is focus. I have to keep focused because there's so much you want to do. And the other is patience. Like, I mean, you actually have to be patient, especially when you're in the early phase of your business and you're watching the bottom line and you've got so many people that can do the work. You know where you want to get to, but you're not there yet, and it feels like it's taking forever to get there. But you actually realize that you're not in it for like 3 months, you're not in it for a year, you're not in it for 5 years. It's actually a long-term project, and you will get there. You will get to the quality you want, you will get to the size you want eventually, with perseverance.
Yours?
I would say food.
We've spoken about weaknesses and now we're talking about strengths. Every superhero also has, well, most superheroes have a sidekick. What's your sidekick?
Well, okay, I'm going to say the typical answer is Steve would be my sidekick.
Okay, so Stephen, I just don't skip over I heard you mumbling now that that's basically your answer.
Yeah, I was going to do that. I mean, I don't think, I certainly wouldn't have been able to start coding on my own, you know.
Okay, this is going to sound very cheesy, but it's absolutely true. But I would say the entrepreneurial community is my sidekick.
I would say it's my entire team. It's a company, it's a unit, and without any of them, I have a problem. So I would say it's the entire team. And once again, IT company specifically, it's all about the people.
Okay, and as our final quick fire round, this last question is, if you were a superhero, would you wear your underwear on the inside or on the outside of your pants? Leonard, what do you think?
I think the outside, because it will make your opponents laugh at you and then you can take them down.
What do you think?
I don't know. Probably the outside, because, you know, I wear my heart on my sleeve, I've got no secrets, and, you know, that's me.
Awesome. Stephen, and you?
I think I'd go commando. Just to avoid the chase and a bit more freedom. I think, yeah.
Excellent. What about you?
Probably the inside, nothing changes. Same thing.
Conservative, nice. Okay. Okay, well, I'd like to thank all my ITers for joining me today and for taking time out of their busy schedules. Thanks so much, guys. If you'd like to know more about our ITers, click the link below the video or just click on the featured entrepreneurs link on the ITers portal. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.